All right, if you're learning Spanish, I'm sure you've been there. You hear a word and you're thinking, wait, was that a B or a V? Well, in this explainer, we are finally going to put that mystery to bed.
So let's just get right into it. What is the deal with the letters B and V in Spanish? Why do they sound so ridiculously similar? And here's the kicker. Are they even supposed to be different at all? It's a question that drives learners crazy, and, it even starts debates among native speakers.
I mean, think about it. In English, this is a no-brainer. The sound in beach, you use two lips. The sound in velvet, you use your top teeth and your bottom lip. Night and day, right? But Spanish, well, Spanish basically takes that rule book and tosses it out the window. And that's where all our confusion begins. So where do we even begin to untangle this? Well, believe it or not, a massive clue is hiding in plain sight. It's in the nicknames people have for these letters. The very fact that they need nicknames just to tell them apart when spelling, well, that tells you pretty much everything you need to know. And this is where it gets kind of fun. Spanish speakers have all these creative workarounds. You'll hear things like B grande for big B and V chica for small v, but my personal favorites are B de burro, that's B as in donkey, and V de vaca, V as in cow. I mean, just stop and think about that. Why would you need to say that if the sounds were different? You wouldn't. That right there is the smoking gun. And get this, it's not just us learners who get confused. The person who inspired this explainer, a native Spanish-speaking teacher, said her own students kept insisting they could hear a difference when she spoke. Can you imagine? It bugged her so much that it literally kept her up at night, wondering if she was doing something she wasn't even aware of. Okay, so we've got all this confusion, we have the clever nicknames, we even have sleepless nights over it. It is time for the big reveal. Let's go straight to the top, to the highest authority on the Spanish language, and see what they have to say. And there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. The Royal Spanish Academy is crystal clear on this. They say the pronunciation for a written V is exactly the same as for a B. So, officially, there is zero difference. Case closed. Or is it?
So what does this actually mean? Well, both letters make what's called a bilabial sound. It's a fancy term, but it's super simple. Bi means two, labial means lips. You just bring your two lips together. That's the sound. The English V sound from velvet, where your teeth touch your lip, it just doesn't officially exist in Spanish.
Okay, but that brings us right back to our teacher's mystery, doesn't it? If the official rulebook says they're identical, why do so many people, her students included, swear they hear a subtle difference in real everyday conversations? Well, here's the real secret. It's not about two different letters having two different sounds. Nope. The secret is that there's one sound that's kind of like a chameleon. It changes a little bit depending on its surroundings. It's all about context. Okay, check this out because it makes so much sense when you see it. When a B or V is at the very start of a word, like in beso or vaca, you get that strong, hard B sound. But look what happens when it's squeezed in between other sounds, like in cambiar or convivir. The sound gets softer, almost breathier. And it's not a rule you have to learn, it's just easier. Our mouths get a little lazy in a good way to make speech flow more smoothly. So really, it all boils down to three things. First, its position in the word. Is it at the front or in the middle? Second, its neighbors. What sounds are next to it? And third, the speed. The faster someone's talking, the more everything just kind of blends together and softens up. It's a natural shift, not a totally different sound. Okay, so that's the cool linguistic why behind it all. But what does this actually mean for you when you're just trying to order a taco or have a conversation? Let's break it down into a super simple, practical guide. Here is your new 3-step mantra. Step 1. Just drill this into your head. B and V are the same sound. Just think B. That's it. Step 2. You'll start to notice that softer sound when you listen to people talk. That's great. But please do not stress about trying to perfectly copy it. It'll come naturally as you get more fluent. And step 3, the most important one. Your goal is to communicate. If you make a clear, consistent B sound every single time, people will understand you. 100%, period. So, the big picture here is all about flexibility. You can think of it like this. In English, the difference between berry and very is like a brick wall. It's rigid. But in Spanish, it's more like a curtain. It's there, but it's way more fluid. It just moves with the natural flow of the conversation. And I absolutely love this final thought from our source. Look, learning a new language is hard. You are putting in a ton of effort, and that is awesome. If anyone, and I mean anyone, ever gives you a hard time about your B's and V's, just know that you're actually following the official rule. They're the ones missing the point. What matters is that you're out there trying to connect with people. So now you're in on the secret. You're officially a B/V expert. But it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Mastering a language isn't just about memorizing 1,000 rules. It's really about figuring out which rules are set in stone and which ones are more like guidelines shaped by the beautiful, messy, and totally human rhythm of everyday speech.